Welcome, dear soul. I am Dr. Bruce Lipton, and tonight I want to share with you something that will fundamentally change how you understand your own biology. As you settle into this moment, breathing softly, know that every cell in your body is listening, not just to my words, but to something far more profound, the vibrational frequency that carries these words, that carries intention, that carries the blueprint for your transformation. You see, for decades, we believed that our genes controlled our destiny. We thought we were victims of our DNA, prisoners of hereditary patterns that seemed unchangeable. But what I discovered in my research changed everything. Your cells are not fixed structures. They are dynamic, responsive, intelligent beings that react to their environment every single moment. And sound, vibrational frequency, is one of the most powerful environmental influences that can literally rewire your cellular programming. Tonight, as you listen to these words, something extraordinary is happening within you. Your cell membranes are vibrating in response to the frequencies embedded in this recording. Each cell has what we call mechanosensitive channels, tiny doorways that open and close based on physical vibrations. When the right frequency reaches these channels, they create cascades of biochemical responses that can activate dormant genetic potentials, repair damaged cellular structures, and even reverse aging processes at the molecular level. Think of your body as a magnificent orchestra with trillions of cells, each playing their unique note. When trauma, stress, or limiting beliefs enter your system, it's as if some instruments fall out of tune. The harmony becomes discord. Disease manifests. Emotional pain creates physical symptoms. But sound, conscious, intentional vibrational therapy, can retune this orchestra back to its original, perfect frequency. The ancient wisdom traditions knew this. They understood that certain sounds could heal, could transform, could literally change the structure of matter. Modern quantum physics has proven what the mystics always knew, that at the most fundamental level, everything is vibration. Your thoughts are vibrations. Your emotions are vibrations. Your cells are vibrating at specific frequencies that either support life and healing or create deterioration and disease. As you breathe now, imagine your breath itself as a carrier wave, distributing these healing frequencies to every corner of your being. Your lungs expand, and with each expansion, the resonance of transformation spreads through your bloodstream, reaches your heart, travels up your spine to your brain, and begins the process of cellular renovation. What makes this vibrational therapy so powerful is its ability to bypass the analytical mind that often resists change. Your conscious mind might doubt, might analyze, might create barriers to healing, but your cells have no such resistance. They simply respond to the vibrational information they receive. When you expose them to frequencies of love, healing, and wholeness, they begin to reorganize themselves according to that new information. The frequency you're receiving now operates at multiple levels simultaneously. On the physical level, it's encouraging cellular repair and regeneration. On the emotional level, it's dissolving stored trauma and replacing fear-based patterns with love-based responses. On the spiritual level, it's reconnecting you to your true essence, your original blueprint of perfection. Your DNA is not a fixed code. It's more like a vast library, and sound determines which books get taken off the shelf and read. Most of us use only a tiny fraction of our genetic potential because we've been exposed to frequencies of limitation, fear, and survival. But when you consciously choose to expose yourself to healing frequencies, you begin accessing genetic capabilities you never knew existed. Feel now, as these words reach you, how your nervous system is beginning to shift from sympathetic dominance, the state of fight or flight, into parasympathetic activation, the state where healing becomes possible. This shift happens naturally when your cells recognize the frequency of safety, of love, of coming home to yourself. As we deepen into this journey together, I want you to understand something profound about how your body actually receives vibrational information. While your ears are certainly involved in hearing these words, the real listening is happening at a level far more subtle and far more powerful than most people realize. Every cell in your body is equipped with protein receptors that function as vibrational antennas. These molecular structures are constantly scanning your environment for vibrational information, and they respond to frequencies even when your conscious mind is completely unaware. This is why vibrational therapy can be so effective during sleep. Your cellular receivers never stop working, never stop listening, never stop responding to the energetic information they encounter. Right now, as you rest here, your cellular antennas are tuning into the specific frequencies embedded within this recording. These aren't random sounds. These are precisely calibrated vibrations that have been researched and refined to activate specific genetic switches within your cells. Think of it as a master key that can unlock doors within your DNA that have been closed for years, perhaps decades, perhaps even generations. The science behind this is both elegant and revolutionary. When a cell membrane receives a vibrational signal that matches its natural resonant frequency, it creates what we call a coherent response. The cell literally begins to vibrate in harmony with the incoming frequency, and this coherent vibration triggers a cascade of healing responses within the cellular structure. Your heart, for instance, is not just a pump. It's the most powerful electromagnetic generator in your body, creating an energy field that extends several feet beyond your physical form. When your heart receives coherent vibrational input, it begins to broadcast that coherence throughout your entire system. Every cell in your body entrains to your heart's electromagnetic rhythm, creating system-wide harmony and healing. But here's what's truly miraculous. Your cells don't just receive vibrational information passively. They actively participate in creating the very frequencies that heal them. When you enter a state of deep relaxation and receptivity, as you're doing right now, your cells begin to emit their own healing frequencies, creating a feedback loop of regeneration and renewal. This is why ancient healing traditions placed such emphasis on sound and vibration. The Sanskrit tradition speaks of the primordial sound, Om, as the vibration from which all creation emerges. Aboriginal cultures used didgeridoos to create healing frequencies that could realign tribal members with their essential nature. Tibetan singing bowls were precisely tuned to activate specific chakras and energy centers within the human body. What modern science has discovered is that these ancient practices were based on profound understanding of how consciousness and matter interact through vibrational fields. Your consciousness is not located in your brain. It's a field phenomenon that permeates every cell of your body and extends beyond your physical boundaries. When you consciously align with healing frequencies, you're not just affecting your individual cells, you're participating in a larger field of coherent intention that supports transformation at every level of your being. Feel now how your body is naturally beginning to synchronize with the rhythms and frequencies of this recording. Your heartbeat, your breathing, your brain waves are all beginning to entrain to the coherent patterns embedded within these sounds. This entrainment happens automatically when your nervous system recognizes a frequency that supports life, healing, and expansion. Your skin itself is a vast sensory organ that receives vibrational information through thousands of specialized nerve endings. As these healing frequencies wash over you, your skin is drinking in this vibrational nourishment and transmitting it directly to your nervous system, which then distributes it throughout your entire body. Even your bones participate in this vibrational reception. Bone tissue is piezoelectric, meaning it generates electrical charges in response to mechanical stress and vibration. The healing frequencies you're receiving are creating subtle electrical currents within your skeletal system. Currents that stimulate bone repair, improve bone density, and enhance the production of new bone cells. Your blood vessels dilate in response to healing frequencies, improving circulation, and allowing more oxygen and nutrients to reach every tissue in your body. Your lymphatic system begins to move more efficiently, helping to clear toxins and waste products that may have been accumulating in your tissues for years. This is vibrational medicine at its most fundamental level, working with the basic language that your cells use to communicate with each other, and with the larger intelligence that orchestrates your body's healing processes. You are not separate from this intelligence. You are an expression of it. And when you align with its vibrational signature, miraculous healing becomes not just possible, but inevitable. Your body is approximately 70% water, but this isn't ordinary water. This is living water, conscious water. Water that holds memory and responds to vibrational input in ways that can fundamentally transform your entire biological system. As you rest here now, breathing softly, I want you to understand how the water within you is actively participating in your healing and transformation. Water has a crystalline structure that can hold and transmit vibrational information. Dr. Masaru Emoto's groundbreaking research showed us that water exposed to loving words and beautiful music forms gorgeous, symmetrical crystals when frozen, while water exposed to negative words and chaotic sounds creates distorted, fragmented patterns. The water in your body is constantly responding to the vibrational environment you provide for it. Right now, as these healing frequencies reach you, they're traveling through the water matrix of your body at a speed of approximately 1,500 meters per second, nearly 4 times faster than sound travels through air. This means that healing information is rapidly spreading throughout your entire system, reaching every cell, every tissue, every organ simultaneously. Your cellular water doesn't just carry nutrients and remove waste. It carries information. It carries memory. It carries the vibrational signature of every experience you've ever had. Trauma gets stored in your cellular water as discordant frequency patterns. Love and joy create coherent, harmonious patterns that support cellular health and regeneration. The fascinating thing about water is its ability to restructure itself based on the vibrational input it receives. When water molecules are exposed to coherent frequencies, like the ones embedded in this recording, they begin to organize themselves into more ordered, crystalline arrangements. This restructuring creates what scientists call structured water or coherent water, which has enhanced healing properties and improved bioavailability. As you breathe now, visualize the water within your cells beginning to reorganize itself into perfect crystalline patterns. See these patterns spreading throughout your body like ripples in a pond, creating waves of healing and renewal that reach every part of your being. Your blood becomes more coherent, flowing more smoothly through your vessels. Your lymphatic fluid becomes more efficient at removing toxins and supporting immune function. The water in your brain is particularly responsive to vibrational input. Your cerebrospinal fluid, which bathes your brain and spinal cord, acts as a resonating chamber for healing frequencies. When this fluid receives coherent vibrational information, it can help synchronize brainwave patterns, enhance neuroplasticity, and support the growth of new neural connections. Your cellular water also interfaces with your electromagnetic field, creating what researchers call the bioelectric matrix of your body. This matrix carries information throughout your system faster than your nervous system, allowing for instantaneous communication between all parts of your being. When healing frequencies enter this matrix through your cellular water, they create system-wide coherence that supports profound transformation. Think of each cell in your body as a tiny water balloon, with the cell membrane acting as the balloon surface. When healing vibrations reach your cellular water, they create standing wave patterns within each cell that can actually change the shape and function of the cell itself. Cells that have been contracted by fear and trauma begin to expand and soften. Cells that have been operating in survival mode begin to shift into thriving mode. The memory-holding capacity of water means that your cellular water can be programmed with new information, new patterns, new possibilities. The limiting beliefs and traumatic experiences stored in your cellular water can be overwritten with patterns of healing, wholeness, and infinite potential. This reprogramming happens naturally when you expose your cellular water to frequencies that carry these higher potentials. Your heart water is particularly significant in this process. The water within your heart cells holds the vibrational patterns of love, compassion, and connection. When this water receives coherent healing frequencies, it begins to broadcast these patterns throughout your cardiovascular system, creating what heart math researchers call heart coherence, a state where your heart, mind, and emotions are in energetic alignment. Even the water in your digestive system responds to healing frequencies. Your gut has been called your second brain because of the extensive neural network that governs digestive function. The water in your digestive tract can hold patterns of emotional trauma that manifest as digestive issues, food sensitivities, and gut inflammation. Healing frequencies can help restructure this water, supporting digestive healing and emotional release. As these frequencies continue to work with the water in your body, allow yourself to feel the sense of fluidity returning to areas that may have felt stuck or frozen. Old patterns held in your cellular water are beginning to dissolve and flow out of your system, making space for new patterns of health, vitality, and joy to take their place. The water within you is not separate from the water of the earth, the water of the oceans, the water of the rain. It's all part of one vast interconnected water consciousness that links all life on this planet. As your cellular water becomes more coherent and harmonious, you're contributing to the healing of the larger water consciousness that supports all life. Now we enter one of the most exciting frontiers of healing science, the realm where sound becomes the conductor of your genetic orchestra, activating healing potentials that have been dormant within your DNA for years, perhaps decades, perhaps even lifetimes. As you rest here, breathing softly, your genes are listening, and they're preparing to respond in ways that will amaze you. Epigenetics, the study of how environmental factors influence gene expression, has revolutionized our understanding of human potential. We now know that your genes are not your destiny. They're more like a vast library of possibilities, and the environment you create within your body determines which books get pulled from the shelves and read. Sound is one of the most powerful environmental factors that can influence genetic expression. When specific frequencies reach your cells, they can literally turn genes on or off, activate dormant genetic programs, and even reverse genetic patterns that have been creating limitation and disease in your life. Right now, as these carefully calibrated frequencies wash through your body, they're creating vibrations within your cellular nucleus where your DNA resides. These vibrations cause your DNA strands to resonate at frequencies that activate what scientists call longevity genes, genetic programs that support cellular repair, regeneration, and optimal function. Your DNA is not a static structure. It's a dynamic, responsive system that's constantly sampling its vibrational environment and adjusting gene expression accordingly. When your DNA encounters frequencies of fear, stress, and survival, it activates genes that prepare your body for threat and danger. But when it encounters frequencies of love, peace, and healing, like the ones you're receiving now, it activates an entirely different set of genetic programs. These healing frequencies are specifically designed to activate what researchers call immediate early genes, genes that respond within minutes to environmental changes and can trigger cascades of healing responses throughout your system. As these genes activate, they begin producing proteins that repair damaged tissues, strengthen your immune system, and optimize your cellular metabolism. One of the most remarkable aspects of sound-based epigenetic activation is its ability to influence the expression of genes related to neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to form new neural connections throughout your life. The frequencies you're receiving are encouraging the expression of genes that produce brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a protein that acts like fertilizer for your brain cells, helping them grow, connect, and communicate more effectively. Your stress response genes are also being influenced by these healing frequencies. Genes that have been chronically activated by ongoing stress and trauma are beginning to downregulate, while genes that support relaxation, healing, and regeneration are becoming more active. This genetic rebalancing can have profound effects on every system in your body. The epigenetic changes triggered by healing frequencies don't just affect you. They can influence the genetic expression patterns you pass on to future generations. When you heal limiting genetic patterns within yourself, you're literally changing the genetic legacy you leave for your children and grandchildren. This is how sound healing becomes a gift not just to yourself, but to all the generations that will follow. Feel now how your body is responding to these frequency-induced genetic changes. Areas of chronic tension may be beginning to soften as genes related to muscle relaxation become more active. Your breathing may be becoming deeper and more rhythmic as genes that optimize respiratory function are expressed more fully. Your heart rate may be stabilizing as genes that support cardiovascular health are activated. The frequencies embedded in this recording are also designed to influence the expression of genes related to cellular communication. When your cells can communicate more effectively with each other, your entire system begins to function with greater coherence and efficiency. Healing happens faster, energy levels improve, and your overall sense of well-being expands. Your immune system genes are particularly responsive to sound-based healing. Frequencies that promote coherence and harmony can activate genes that strengthen immune function, while down-regulating genes associated with chronic inflammation. This rebalancing of immune-related gene expression can help your body heal from autoimmune conditions, allergies, and chronic inflammatory disorders. Even your longevity genes, genes that influence how quickly you age at the cellular level, respond to vibrational input. The frequencies you're receiving can activate genes that support telomere maintenance, the cellular structures that protect your chromosomes and influence cellular aging. Longer, healthier telomeres are associated with slower aging and reduced risk of age-related diseases. As these genetic changes continue to unfold within you, remember that this is not a temporary effect. Epigenetic changes can be stable and long-lasting, meaning that the healing frequencies you're receiving tonight can continue to influence your gene expression for days, weeks, months, or even years to come. Your DNA contains what some scientists call junk DNA, genetic sequences that don't seem to code for specific proteins. But emerging research suggests that much of this junk DNA may actually be responsive to vibrational input and may contain genetic programs for abilities and potentials that we're only beginning to understand. The frequencies you're receiving may be activating some of these dormant genetic potentials, awakening capabilities within you that have been sleeping. Allow yourself to feel grateful for this remarkable genetic intelligence that resides within every cell of your body. Your genes are not random collections of chemical information. They're expressions of a vast, intelligent design that's constantly working to support your highest potential. When you align with healing frequencies, you're partnering with this genetic intelligence, supporting it in expressing the fullness of who you're meant to be. There exists a specific frequency that researchers have identified as the frequency of love, 528 Hertz, a vibration that seems to resonate with the very heart of life itself. This frequency, known as the miracle tone, has the remarkable ability to repair DNA, activate healing responses, and transform the molecular structure of water. Tonight, as you rest in this space of deep receptivity, you're being bathed in this frequency of love, allowing it to work its gentle magic within every cell of your being. The 528 Hertz frequency is mathematically related to the golden ratio and appears naturally in many life-supporting phenomena. It's the frequency of sunlight, the vibration of chlorophyll in plants, and the resonant frequency of love itself. When your cells are exposed to this frequency, they begin to vibrate in harmony with the fundamental creative force of the universe. As this frequency of love moves through your body right now, it's seeking out areas where fear, trauma, and separation have created discord. Like a master tuning fork, it's gently encouraging each cell to remember its original frequency of perfection. Cells that have been vibrating in patterns of disease, limitation, and dysfunction are being offered a new vibrational template, one that supports health, wholeness, and infinite possibility. Your heart is particularly responsive to the frequency of love. Research has shown that when your heart is in a state of coherence, when it's beating in harmony with frequencies of love and appreciation, it creates an electromagnetic field that can be measured several feet from your body. This coherent heart field influences every cell in your body, encouraging them to synchronize with patterns of healing and regeneration. Feel now how your heart is beginning to open and expand as it receives this frequency of love. Perhaps you can sense a warmth spreading through your chest, a gentle opening that allows more life force energy to flow through your cardiovascular system. Your heart is not just a physical organ, it's an electromagnetic generator, a consciousness center, a portal through which divine love enters your physical experience. The frequency of love works at the level of your cellular water, restructuring it into more coherent crystalline patterns that enhance cellular communication and function. When the water in your cells is organized by frequencies of love, it becomes a more efficient conductor of life force energy, allowing healing nutrients to be delivered more effectively and cellular waste to be removed more efficiently. Your DNA responds profoundly to the frequency of love. Studies have shown that DNA exposed to loving intentions and harmonious frequencies actually unwinds and relaxes, making it more accessible to healing and repair processes. DNA that has been contracted by fear and trauma begins to expand and breathe, allowing dormant genetic potentials to become accessible once again. As this frequency continues to work within you, it's also affecting your emotional body. Emotions are essentially vibrational patterns, and when you're exposed to the frequency of love, it helps to dissolve emotional patterns based in fear and separation. Old resentments may begin to soften. Chronic anxiety may start to ease. The parts of you that have felt unloved or unworthy are being gently held and healed by this vibrational embrace. The frequency of love operates beyond the boundaries of your physical body. It creates what researchers call a morphic field, a field of influence that can affect other people, animals, plants, and even the environment around you. As you absorb and embody this frequency, you become a transmitter of love, broadcasting healing vibrations that can benefit everyone and everything in your vicinity. Your nervous system is being recalibrated by this frequency of love. Neural pathways that have been carved by fear, stress, and survival responses are being gently dissolved, while new pathways that support love, trust, and connection are being strengthened. This neurological rewiring happens naturally when your brain is exposed to coherent frequencies that support higher states of consciousness. The frequency of love also influences your endocrine system, encouraging the release of hormones and neurotransmitters that support bonding, healing, and well-being. Oxytocin, often called the love hormone, begins to flow more freely through your system. Serotonin, the neurotransmitter associated with happiness and contentment, is produced in greater quantities. Stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline begin to subside. Allow yourself to feel how this frequency is working not just on your physical body, but on every dimension of your being. Your mental body is becoming clearer and more peaceful. Your emotional body is becoming more balanced and harmonious. Your spiritual body is opening to receive more divine love and guidance. The ancient mystery schools understood that love is not just an emotion. It's a frequency, a vibration, a fundamental force of creation. They knew that by attuning to the frequency of love, individuals could heal themselves and others, manifest their deepest desires, and align with their highest purpose. This knowledge was often kept secret because of its immense power, but now it's being revealed to anyone who is ready to receive it. As you continue to rest in this vibrational field of love, notice how your entire being is beginning to harmonize with this frequency. Your breath becomes deeper and more rhythmic. Your muscles relax and soften. Your mind becomes still and peaceful. Your heart opens like a flower blooming in the warmth of spring sunshine. This frequency of love is not something external that you're receiving. It's something that you are. Love is your essential nature, your fundamental vibration, your true identity. The frequency you're experiencing now is simply reminding you of who you've always been beneath the layers of conditioning, trauma, and forgetting. Rest now in this knowing. You are love. You are made of love. You are held by love. And as you sleep tonight, this frequency of love will continue to work within you, transforming you from the inside out, returning you to the wholeness and perfection that is your birthright. As you sink deeper into this state of profound relaxation, something extraordinary is beginning to happen within the vast landscape of your subconscious mind. The analytical thinking part of your mind, the part that questions, doubts, and analyzes, is naturally beginning to quiet down, creating space for deeper healing and transformation to occur. This is the sacred threshold where true change becomes possible. Your subconscious mind operates much like a sophisticated biological computer, processing millions of bits of information every second and running the automatic programs that govern everything from your heartbeat to your breathing, from your immune responses to your deepest beliefs about what's possible in your life. Unlike your conscious mind, which can only focus on a few things at once, your subconscious is constantly listening, constantly learning, constantly adapting. Right now, as you rest in this receptive state, your brainwaves are naturally shifting from the beta frequencies of normal waking consciousness into the alpha and theta frequencies, where your subconscious mind becomes most accessible. In these deeper brainwave states, the critical faculty that normally filters incoming information becomes less active, allowing healing frequencies and positive suggestions to penetrate directly into your subconscious programming. The healing frequencies you're receiving are specifically designed to communicate with your subconscious mind in its own language, the language of vibration, symbol, and felt experience. While your conscious mind thinks in words and concepts, your subconscious thinks in images, emotions, and energy patterns. These frequencies carry encoded information that your subconscious recognizes as safe, beneficial, and aligned with your highest good. As these frequencies reach your subconscious, they're beginning to dissolve the old patterns and programs that may have been limiting your experience of health, happiness, and fulfillment. Many of these patterns were installed during childhood, when your conscious mind wasn't yet developed enough to filter incoming information. Beliefs about unworthiness, limitation, and fear may have been absorbed from your environment and stored in your subconscious, as if they were absolute truths. But here's the beautiful thing about your subconscious mind. It doesn't differentiate between what's real and what's imagined, between past and present, between limitation and possibility. It simply responds to the most recent and most emotionally charged information it receives. The healing frequencies and positive suggestions embedded in this recording are now becoming the most recent information in your subconscious, and they carry the emotional charge of love, healing, and transformation. Feel how your body is naturally releasing and letting go as these new patterns are installed. Old tensions that may have been held in your muscles for years are beginning to dissolve. Breathing patterns that were restricted by old fears are becoming deeper and more natural. Your nervous system is recalibrating itself around these new frequencies of safety, love, and possibility. Your subconscious mind controls approximately 95% of your daily thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. This means that as your subconscious programming is updated with these healing frequencies, you'll begin to experience automatic changes in how you think, feel, and act in your daily life. Responses that used to be triggered by fear may be replaced by responses rooted in love and confidence. Limiting beliefs that once felt absolutely true may begin to feel less solid, less important, less real. The process of subconscious rewiring happens most effectively during sleep and deep relaxation, because this is when your conscious mind's resistance is at its lowest. As you drift toward sleep tonight, your subconscious will continue to absorb and integrate these healing frequencies, weaving them into the very fabric of your being. You may wake up tomorrow feeling subtly different, lighter, more peaceful, more optimistic, without even knowing exactly why. Your subconscious mind is also the bridge between your individual consciousness and the greater field of consciousness that connects all life. As your personal subconscious is healed and harmonized, you naturally begin to align with higher frequencies of wisdom, love, and creative potential that exist within this larger field. Insights may come to you spontaneously. Creative solutions to long-standing problems may suddenly appear. You may find yourself attracting people and opportunities that support your highest growth and healing. The beauty of this process is that it requires no effort from your conscious mind. You don't need to figure anything out, control anything, or make anything happen. You simply need to rest, receive, and allow. Your subconscious knows exactly how to integrate these healing frequencies in the way that's most beneficial for your unique system and circumstances. As these new patterns establish themselves in your subconscious, they begin to influence your autonomic nervous system, the part of your nervous system that controls functions like heart rate, digestion, and immune responses. Patterns of chronic stress and hypervigilance that may have been running automatically for years can be replaced by patterns of ease, trust, and relaxation. Your subconscious also governs your relationship with time, space, and possibility. Old programming that insisted on limitation, scarcity, and struggle can be overwritten with new programming that recognizes abundance, flow, and ease as your natural state. Your subconscious begins to filter your experiences through this new lens, helping you notice opportunities and possibilities that were always there, but previously invisible to your perception. The rewiring process happens in layers, with deeper and more fundamental patterns being addressed as your system becomes ready to integrate them. Tonight's session is planting seeds that will continue to grow and develop over the coming days, weeks, and months. Each time you listen to healing frequencies like these, you're deepening and strengthening the new neural pathways that support your transformation. Allow yourself to trust this process completely. Your subconscious mind has been with you since before birth, faithfully managing the incredibly complex processes that keep you alive and healthy. It knows how to integrate these healing frequencies in exactly the way your system needs. All you need to do is rest, breathe, and receive this gift of transformation that's being offered to you right now. Deep within your cellular memory, woven into the very fabric of your DNA, lie the stories of your ancestors, their triumphs and their traumas, their wisdom and their wounds, their patterns of survival and their pathways to healing. Tonight, as these healing frequencies penetrate the deepest layers of your being, they're gently touching these ancestral patterns, offering them the love and understanding they need to transform and release. Science now understands that trauma can be passed down through generations, not just through learned behaviors and family dynamics, but through actual changes in gene expression that can be inherited. This field, called transgenerational epigenetics, reveals that the experiences of your parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents can influence your own patterns of thinking, feeling, and responding to life, often in ways you've never consciously recognized. But here's the profound gift you're receiving tonight. Just as trauma can be passed down through generations, so can healing. When you heal an ancestral pattern within yourself, you're not just freeing yourself from inherited limitations, you're also clearing the pathway for all the generations that will come after you. You become an ancestor of healing, a lineage breaker, a transformer of genetic destiny. The healing frequencies moving through your body right now are specifically attuned to the vibrational signatures of ancestral trauma patterns. They're seeking out the places in your cellular memory where fear, scarcity, persecution, abandonment, and survival have been encoded. And they're offering these patterns a new vibrational template, one based in safety, abundance, love, and thriving. Feel how your body is responding to this ancestral healing. Perhaps you can sense a deep releasing in your bones, where ancestral memories are often stored. Your skeletal system carries the structural patterns of your lineage, and as these healing frequencies reach into your bones, they're dissolving patterns of rigidity, fear, and survival that may have been passed down through many generations. Your nervous system too carries ancestral imprints. Patterns of hypervigilance that helped your ancestors survive difficult times may no longer serve you in your current life, but they continue to run automatically in your system. The healing frequencies are gently updating these neural patterns, helping your nervous system recognize that it's safe to relax, safe to trust, safe to open your heart to love and possibility. Many of the limiting beliefs you carry about money, relationships, success, and worthiness may not even be yours. They may be ancestral patterns that were adapted for previous generations, but are now limiting your own growth and happiness. As these frequencies work within your subconscious, they're helping you discern which patterns are truly yours and which ones you've inherited, allowing you to consciously choose which patterns to keep and which ones to release with love and gratitude. Your ancestral line includes not just patterns of trauma and limitation, but also incredible patterns of strength, wisdom, resilience, and spiritual connection. The healing frequencies are activating these positive ancestral gifts as well, helping you access the deep wells of wisdom and power that flow through your lineage. You may find yourself spontaneously accessing skills, insights, or healing abilities that seem to come from somewhere deeper than your personal experience. The process of ancestral healing often involves forgiveness, not just forgiving your ancestors for the patterns they passed down, but understanding that they did the best they could with the consciousness and resources available to them. Every ancestor in your lineage survived long enough to reproduce, which means your DNA carries patterns of incredible survival wisdom and resilience. These patterns can be honored and transformed rather than rejected and suppressed. As you breathe now, imagine your breath connecting you to all the ancestors who came before you. See yourself as part of an unbroken chain of life that stretches back through thousands of generations. Feel the love, wisdom, and strength that flows through this chain, and allow the healing frequencies to cleanse and purify anything in this ancestral stream that no longer serves the highest good of all. Your cellular water is particularly important in ancestral healing. because water has the ability to hold and transmit information across time and space. The water in your cells carries vibrational imprints from your ancestors, and as this water is restructured by healing frequencies, it releases old patterns while downloading new templates of health, wholeness, and spiritual awakening. Some ancestral patterns may surface gently during this healing process. Old emotions, memories that don't seem to belong to you, or sudden insights about your family history. Allow these to move through you without resistance. They're simply being released from your cellular memory so that you can embody the healed version of your ancestral legacy. Your heart center is often where ancestral wounds run deepest. Patterns of heartbreak, betrayal, abandonment, and closed-heartedness can be passed down through generations, creating barriers to love and intimacy. The healing frequencies are working specifically with your heart chakra, dissolving these inherited barriers and restoring your natural capacity for love, trust, and connection. The ancestral healing happening within you tonight extends beyond your biological family line. You also carry patterns from your soul family, your spiritual lineage, and the collective unconscious of humanity itself. The frequencies are working at all these levels simultaneously, helping to clear not just personal and familial patterns, but also collective patterns of separation, fear, and limitation that have affected humanity for millennia. As these ancestral patterns are healed and transformed, you may find that your relationships with family members begin to shift in beautiful ways. When you're no longer unconsciously playing out inherited patterns of conflict, competition, or emotional distance, space is created for more authentic, loving connections to emerge. You become a healing presence in your family system, modeling new possibilities for everyone around you. The transformation of ancestral patterns also affects your relationship with money, work, and material abundance. Many families carry generations of poverty consciousness, beliefs about hard work and struggle, or fears about money and success. As these patterns are cleared from your cellular memory, you naturally begin to align with ancestral gifts of prosperity, creativity, and abundance that may have been dormant in your lineage for generations. Your spiritual gifts and psychic abilities are also part of your ancestral inheritance. Many family lines carry strong spiritual and intuitive abilities that were suppressed due to persecution, cultural pressures, or religious conditioning. As the healing frequencies clear these suppressions, you may find yourself naturally awakening to spiritual gifts that feel both familiar and new, as if you're remembering abilities you've always had but had forgotten how to access. Feel now how your entire energy field is being cleansed and purified by this ancestral healing. Old heavy energies that may have made you feel weighed down or stuck are lifting and dissolving. Your aura is becoming brighter, clearer, more vibrant. You're stepping into your role as an ancestor of healing, a bridge between the wisdom of the past and the possibilities of the future. The ancestors who love you most are celebrating this healing that you're receiving tonight. They understand that by healing yourself, you're also healing them retroactively, freeing them from patterns they couldn't resolve in their own lifetimes. You're completing cycles, fulfilling purposes, and bringing resolution to stories that have been waiting for healing for generations. Rest deeply in this knowing. You are not alone in this healing. You're supported by all the ancestors who want the best for you, by all the future generations who will benefit from your courage to heal, and by the infinite intelligence of life itself that always moves toward greater wholeness, love, and freedom. In the quantum realm, where matter and energy dance in the field of infinite possibility, your consciousness is the conductor that determines which potentials collapse into reality. Tonight, as you rest in this sacred space between sleeping and waking, you're accessing the quantum field, where all healing, all transformation, all manifestation originates. The frequencies moving through your being are creating coherent waves in this field, organizing possibilities that support your highest healing and awakening. Quantum physics has revealed that at the most fundamental level, everything is vibration, everything is information, everything is consciousness interacting with itself through infinite fields of potential. What we experience as solid matter is actually mostly empty space, with particles that pop in and out of existence based on the consciousness that observes them. This means that your body, your health, your life circumstances are far more malleable and responsive to consciousness than most people realize. The quantum field is responsive to coherence, the state where your thoughts, emotions, and intentions are aligned and synchronized. When you're in a state of coherence as you are now, you become a powerful organizing force in the quantum field, capable of attracting and manifesting experiences that match your vibrational frequency. The healing frequencies you're receiving are designed to enhance this coherence, making you a more effective co-creator with the infinite intelligence of the universe. Right now, at the quantum level, your cells are not separate, discrete units. They're part of an interconnected web of consciousness that extends throughout your body and beyond into the larger field that connects all life. The healing frequencies are creating standing wave patterns in this field, patterns that encode new possibilities for health, vitality, and spiritual awakening into the very structure of your being. Your DNA exists simultaneously in multiple quantum states until consciousness collapses these possibilities into specific expressions. The healing frequencies are influencing which quantum potentials your DNA chooses to express, encouraging the selection of genetic programs that support healing, regeneration, and optimal function, while diminishing the probability of expressing genes associated with disease, aging, and limitation. The quantum field is also where your thoughts and emotions exert their most powerful influence on your physical reality. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel creates ripples in the quantum field that eventually manifest as experiences in your life. The coherent frequencies you're receiving are helping to align your thoughts and emotions with patterns of health, abundance, and joy, ensuring that the ripples you send into the quantum field attract experiences that support your highest good. Time operates differently in the quantum realm. Past, present, and future exist simultaneously as different probability streams in the field of infinite potential. The healing you're receiving tonight is not just affecting your present moment, it's sending healing energy backward through time to heal past traumas, and forward through time to create more positive future timelines. You're literally rewriting your past and reshaping your future from this eternal now moment. As you breathe into this understanding, feel how your consciousness is expanding beyond the boundaries of your physical body. You're not just a biological organism receiving healing frequencies. You're a localized expression of cosmic consciousness, temporarily focused through the lens of your individual awareness, but always connected to the vast intelligence that pervades all existence. The quantum field responds to intention, but it responds even more powerfully to surrender. When you try to control outcomes with your mind, you actually create interference patterns that can block the natural flow of manifestation. But when you surrender your personal will to the greater intelligence of the field, as you're doing now, you allow quantum possibilities to organize themselves in ways that serve your highest healing and awakening. Your heart is your primary interface with the quantum field. The electromagnetic field generated by your heart extends several feet beyond your body and contains information patterns that communicate directly with the field of infinite potential. When your heart is coherent, when it's vibrating with frequencies of love, gratitude, and compassion, it becomes a powerful transmitter that can influence quantum probabilities in your favor. The entanglement principle of quantum physics reveals that once particles have been connected, they remain instantaneously connected regardless of distance. This means that as you heal and transform, you're also contributing to the healing and transformation of everyone and everything you've ever been connected to. Your quantum healing ripples out through the field, touching and uplifting consciousness wherever it's ready to receive it. Matter and energy are interchangeable at the quantum level, which means that the dense patterns of trauma, limitation, and disease stored in your body can be transformed back into pure energy and reorganized into patterns of health and wholeness. The healing frequencies are facilitating this transformation, helping to dissolve crystallized patterns of limitation and reorganize them into expressions of your highest potential. Your observer consciousness plays a crucial role in quantum healing. Simply by observing your body with loving, healing intention, you're influencing quantum probabilities in favor of health and regeneration. The frequencies you're receiving are enhancing your capacity to observe yourself with unconditional love, creating powerful quantum effects that support cellular healing and regeneration. The zero-point field, the quantum vacuum that underlies all existence, is not empty space, but rather a plenum of infinite energy and intelligence. You're learning to tap into this field not through effort or force, but through alignment and resonance. The healing frequencies are teaching your consciousness how to harmonize with the zero-point field, allowing you to access the unlimited healing energy that's always available at the quantum level. As you continue to rest in this quantum state of receptivity, notice how your sense of identity is naturally expanding. You're not just healing your individual self, you're participating in the healing and evolution of consciousness itself. Every quantum pattern you transform, every limitation you transcend, every frequency of love you embody contributes to the awakening of the larger field of consciousness that we all share. The quantum field is eternal, infinite, and unconditionally loving. It's always organizing itself to support the highest good of all life, and you're learning to trust this organizing intelligence completely. Rest now in this trust, knowing that the quantum field is responding to your coherence, supporting your healing, and orchestrating synchronicities that will continue to support your transformation long after this session ends. Deep within the core of every cell in your body lies a magnificent biological machinery that's capable of extraordinary feats of healing and regeneration. Tonight, as these healing frequencies penetrate to the deepest cellular levels, they're awakening and activating regenerative mechanisms that may have been dormant for years. Your cells are remembering their original blueprint of perfection, their innate capacity to heal, repair, and renew themselves with stunning efficiency. Your mitochondria, the powerhouses of your cells, are particularly responsive to healing frequencies. These tiny organelles generate the energy that fuels all cellular processes, and when they're operating optimally, they can support remarkable healing and regeneration. The frequencies you're receiving are resonating with the natural rhythms of your mitochondria, helping them produce more ATP, cellular energy, while reducing the production of harmful free radicals that can damage cellular structures. As these frequencies work within your cells, they're activating what scientists call cellular autophagy, your cell's natural recycling system that breaks down damaged proteins and organelles and replaces them with new, healthy components. This cellular housekeeping process is essential for maintaining cellular health and function, and it can be enhanced dramatically when cells are exposed to coherent healing frequencies. Your stem cells, the undifferentiated cells that have the potential to become any type of cell your body needs, are also being activated by these frequencies. Stem cells naturally decline in number and function as we age, but research has shown that they can be reactivated through specific environmental signals, including vibrational frequencies. The healing sounds you're receiving are providing these signals, encouraging your stem cells to wake up and begin producing new, healthy cells wherever they're needed most. Feel how your body is responding to this cellular activation. Perhaps you can sense a subtle tingling or warmth as cellular metabolism increases. Your circulation may be improving as blood vessels dilate to bring more nutrients and oxygen to regenerating tissues. Your lymphatic system may be moving more efficiently, helping to clear cellular waste and toxins that have been accumulating in your tissues. The telomeres, the protective caps on the ends of your chromosomes that influence how quickly your cells age, are also influenced by healing frequencies. Chronic stress and negative emotions can accelerate telomere shortening, leading to premature cellular aging. But states of coherence, love, and inner peace can actually support telomere maintenance and even lengthening, effectively slowing down the aging process at the cellular level. Your cellular membranes are becoming more fluid and permeable as they're influenced by these healing frequencies. This increased membrane fluidity allows nutrients to enter cells more easily, while helping toxins and waste products exit more efficiently. Cells that may have become rigid and impermeable due to inflammation or oxidative stress are regaining their natural flexibility and responsiveness. The frequency patterns embedded in this recording are also activating your cell's repair mechanisms at the DNA level. Your cells have sophisticated systems for detecting and repairing DNA damage, but these systems can become less efficient when cells are exposed to chronic stress or inflammatory conditions. The healing frequencies are optimizing these DNA repair mechanisms, helping to correct genetic damage and prevent future mutations. Your neurons, your brain and nerve cells, are particularly responsive to regenerative frequencies. For decades, scientists believed that you were born with a fixed number of neurons that only declined with age. But we now know that neurogenesis, the birth of new neurons, can continue throughout your life, especially when your brain is exposed to beneficial environmental influences like healing frequencies, meditation, and coherent heart rhythms. The healing frequencies are also influencing the production of growth factors and healing hormones within your cells. Brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, which supports the growth and survival of neurons, may be increasing. Growth hormone, which supports tissue repair and regeneration, may be released in greater quantities. Anti-inflammatory cytokines, which help resolve inflammation and support healing, may be produced more abundantly. Your bone cells are actively participating in this regeneration process. Bone tissue is constantly being broken down and rebuilt throughout your life, and this process can be enhanced by specific vibrational frequencies. The healing sounds you're receiving may be encouraging osteoblasts, the cells that build new bone, to become more active, while helping osteoclasts, the cells that break down old bone, to work more efficiently. Even your skin, your body's largest organ, is responding to these regenerative frequencies. Skin cells normally replace themselves every 28-30 days, but this process can be accelerated and improved when cells are exposed to healing vibrations. You may find that your skin becomes softer, more supple, and more radiant as cellular regeneration is optimized. Your digestive system, with its rapidly dividing cells, is also benefiting from this cellular activation. The lining of your intestines replaces itself every few days, and this process can be enhanced by healing frequencies that support cellular communication and coordination. Digestive issues that stem from cellular dysfunction may begin to resolve as your intestinal cells regenerate with greater efficiency. The regenerative activation happening within you extends beyond just replacing old cells with new ones. It's also about optimizing cellular function, improving cellular communication, and restoring the coherent information patterns that coordinate complex biological processes. Your cells are learning to work together more harmoniously, creating system-wide improvements in health and vitality. As you rest in this state of cellular regeneration, remember that this process doesn't require any effort from your conscious mind. Your cells know exactly how to heal and regenerate. They've been doing it successfully for your entire life. The healing frequencies are simply providing optimal conditions for these natural processes to operate at their highest potential. Trust in the wisdom of your cellular intelligence. Every cell in your body is a miracle of biological engineering, capable of performing thousands of complex biochemical reactions every second with stunning precision. As these healing frequencies support and enhance your cellular functions, allow yourself to feel grateful for the magnificent biological vessel that houses your consciousness and supports your journey through life. The regeneration activated tonight will continue long after this session ends. Your cells will carry the vibrational templates of healing within them, allowing the regenerative process to unfold over the coming days, weeks, and months. Rest deeply, knowing that your body is actively healing and renewing itself as you sleep. Your heart is far more than a biological pump circulating blood through your body. It's an electromagnetic powerhouse, a consciousness center, a portal through which divine love enters your human experience. The heart generates the strongest electromagnetic field in your body, a field that extends several feet beyond your physical form and contains complex information patterns that influence every cell in your being. Tonight, as these healing frequencies reach your heart center, they're gently opening and expanding this field, restoring your natural capacity for love, compassion, and connection. Scientific research has revealed that your heart has its own nervous system, what researchers call the heart brain, containing over 40,000 neurons that can sense, learn, remember, and make decisions independently of your cranial brain. This heart intelligence communicates with your brain through multiple pathways, actually sending more information up to the brain than it receives back. When your heart is coherent and open, it profoundly influences your thoughts, emotions, and perceptions. Right now, as these healing frequencies resonate within your heart center, they're creating what heart math researchers call heart coherence, a state where your heart rhythm becomes smooth, ordered, and harmonious. This coherent heart rhythm influences your entire nervous system, shifting you out of stress response patterns and into states that support healing, clarity, and emotional balance. Feel how your heart is responding to these frequencies. Perhaps you can sense a gentle warmth or expansion in your chest area. Maybe there's a softening around your heart, as if layers of protection and defensiveness are gently dissolving. Your heart has been waiting for this moment, this permission to open fully, to drop its defenses, to remember its true nature as a receiver and transmitter of unconditional love. Many of us learn to protect our hearts as a survival mechanism. When we've been hurt, betrayed, or disappointed, we unconsciously build energetic walls around our heart center to prevent further pain. While these protective mechanisms may have served us in the past, they can also block our ability to give and receive love freely. The healing frequencies are gently dissolving these protective barriers, creating space for your heart to open safely. Your heart field contains information patterns that communicate directly with the heart fields of other people. When your heart is coherent and open, it broadcasts frequencies of love, compassion, and peace that can be sensed by others, even when they're not consciously aware of it. Children and animals are particularly sensitive to these heart field communications, often responding with trust and affection to people whose hearts are radiating coherent love. The electromagnetic field of your heart is also in constant communication with the electromagnetic field of the Earth itself. The Earth generates its own electromagnetic field, and when your heart is coherent, it naturally synchronizes with beneficial Earth frequencies that support health, healing, and spiritual connection. This heart-earth coherence can help you feel more grounded, centered, and connected to the natural world. As your heart field opens and expands, it's also opening your capacity for intuitive perception. Your heart is an intuitive organ that can sense subtle energies, hidden information, and future possibilities that your rational mind might miss. Many spiritual traditions recognize the heart as the seat of inner knowing, the place where divine wisdom enters human consciousness. The healing frequencies are also working to heal old emotional wounds stored in your heart center. Past experiences of heartbreak, rejection, abandonment, or betrayal may have created energetic contractions in your heart field. These contractions limit your ability to experience the full spectrum of love and joy available to you. As these frequencies gently dissolve old emotional patterns, your heart is remembering its original capacity for unconditional love. Your heart chakra, the energetic center associated with love, compassion, and connection, is being cleansed, balanced, and activated by these healing frequencies. When your heart chakra is open and balanced, it serves as a bridge between your lower chakras, associated with survival, sexuality, and personal power, and your upper chakras, associated with communication, intuition, and spiritual connection. This bridge function allows energy to flow freely throughout your entire chakra system. Feel how the opening of your heart is affecting other areas of your body. Your throat may be relaxing, allowing for more authentic expression of your truth. Your solar plexus may be softening, releasing old patterns of anxiety and control. Your lower chakras may be stabilizing, providing a solid foundation for your heart's expansion. The coherent heart field you're developing influences your vagus nerve, the longest cranial nerve that connects your brain to many vital organs. A coherent heart rhythm activates the parasympathetic branch of your nervous system through vagal stimulation, promoting rest, digestion, healing, and emotional regulation. This vagal activation has profound effects on your overall health and well-being. Your heart's electromagnetic field also influences your brain's electromagnetic activity. When your heart is coherent, it helps synchronize different areas of your brain, improving cognitive function, emotional stability, and creative insight. You may find that as your heart opens, your thinking becomes clearer, your emotions more balanced, and your ability to access creative solutions enhanced. The frequencies working within your heart are also connecting you to the larger heart field of humanity. Just as individual hearts can entrain with each other, the collective heart field of all conscious beings creates a planetary heart field that influences the evolution of consciousness on Earth. By opening and healing your individual heart, you're contributing to the healing of the collective human heart. Ancient wisdom traditions understood that the heart is the seat of the soul, the place where individual consciousness connects with universal consciousness. As your heart opens to these healing frequencies, you're opening to receive guidance, wisdom, and love from higher dimensions of consciousness. You may find that insights, inspirations, and solutions begin flowing to you more easily. Your heart is also your manifestation center, the place where desires are infused with the emotional energy needed to bring them into reality. When your heart is open and coherent, it becomes a powerful attractor, drawing to you people, opportunities, and experiences that match the frequency of love you're broadcasting. Rest now in this open-hearted state, allowing these healing frequencies to continue their gentle work. Your heart knows how to love unconditionally. It's been waiting for permission to remember this capacity. As you sleep tonight, your heart field will continue to expand and strengthen, creating a foundation of love that will support all areas of your life. Within the nucleus of every cell in your body lies the most sophisticated information, storage and processing system known to science, your DNA. But your genetic code contains far more than just the instructions for building proteins and maintaining cellular functions. Hidden within your DNA are vast libraries of potential, dormant capabilities, and what some researchers call junk DNA that may actually contain the keys to extraordinary human abilities that most people never access. Tonight, as these specially calibrated frequencies penetrate to the core of your cellular being, they're activating what we might call a DNA awakening protocol, a systematic activation of genetic potentials that have been sleeping within you, waiting for the right vibrational keys to unlock them. This is not science fiction. This is the cutting edge of epigenetic research meeting ancient wisdom about human potential. Your DNA is not a static blueprint, but a dynamic, responsive system that's constantly reading its vibrational environment and adjusting gene expression accordingly. The 97% of your DNA that scientists once dismissed as junk is now being recognized as a sophisticated antenna system that receives and responds to electromagnetic frequencies, sound vibrations, and conscious intention. The healing frequencies you're receiving have been precisely tuned to resonate with specific genetic sequences that control cellular repair, regeneration, and optimization. As these frequencies reach your DNA, they're creating vibrational patterns that encourage the expression of what researchers call longevity genes, while downregulating genes associated with aging, inflammation, and degeneration. Feel now how your entire body is responding to this genetic activation. Perhaps you can sense a subtle tingling or vibration at the cellular level as dormant genetic programs come online. Your cells are receiving new instructions, new possibilities, new templates for optimal function that may have been inaccessible for years or even decades. One of the most fascinating aspects of DNA activation is its effect on what scientists call immediate early genes, genetic switches that can be turned on within minutes of receiving the right environmental signals. These genes control the production of proteins that influence everything from immune function to neural plasticity to cellular metabolism. The frequencies you're receiving are activating many of these immediate early genes right now. Your DNA also contains what some researchers call transposable elements, or jumping genes, genetic sequences that can move around within your genome and potentially activate new functions. While this process is usually random, some evidence suggests that specific frequencies and coherent intention may be able to influence how these genetic elements organize themselves, potentially unlocking new capabilities. The light-encoded frequencies within this recording are particularly powerful for DNA activation because your genetic material is exquisitely sensitive to photonic energy. Each DNA molecule can actually emit and absorb photons of light, and this biophotonic communication may be one of the ways that genetic information is transmitted both within and between cells. As your DNA awakens to these healing frequencies, it's also awakening to its connection with the larger field of genetic intelligence that connects all life on Earth. Your DNA is not isolated within your individual cells. It's part of a vast interconnected web of genetic information that some scientists call the global genome. When your DNA is activated and coherent, it can tap into this larger field of genetic wisdom. The activation happening within your DNA extends beyond just the genes you inherited from your biological parents. Emerging research suggests that your DNA may also be able to access genetic information from your soul's evolutionary journey, the accumulated wisdom and abilities developed over multiple lifetimes. These soul genetics may contain potentials for healing, psychic abilities, and spiritual capacities that transcend your current family lineage. Your mitochondrial DNA, the genetic material within your cellular powerhouses, is being particularly activated by these frequencies. Mitochondrial DNA is inherited exclusively from your mother's lineage and contains genetic programs related to energy production, longevity, and resilience. As this DNA awakens, you may find your overall energy levels increasing and your capacity for sustained vitality expanding. The frequencies are also working with your DNA's capacity for what scientists call genetic plasticity, the ability to reorganize genetic expression in response to environmental changes. This plasticity allows your DNA to essentially reprogram itself based on the vibrational information it receives, creating new patterns of gene expression that support whatever healing or evolution your system most needs. Your DNA contains information about optimal human potential that has been largely dormant in most people due to the environmental stresses and limiting beliefs of modern life. As these genetic potentials are activated, you may find yourself naturally developing enhanced intuition, greater emotional resilience, improved physical coordination, or other abilities that seem to emerge spontaneously. The coherent frequencies you're receiving are also influencing the quantum properties of your DNA. At the quantum level, your genetic material exists in multiple potential states simultaneously, and consciousness plays a role in determining which potentials manifest into reality. The healing frequencies are helping to collapse quantum probabilities in favor of genetic expressions that support your highest health and potential. Your DNA communicates not just with other cells in your body, but also with your external environment through electromagnetic fields. When your DNA is coherent and activated, it broadcasts information patterns that can influence your immune system, your nervous system, and even your ability to attract beneficial circumstances and relationships into your life. The ancient mystery schools understood that human DNA contained the potential for godlike abilities, what they called the divine template within the human form. Modern science is beginning to discover that they may have been right. Your DNA contains genetic programs for abilities like regeneration, telepathy, and direct knowing that are normally dormant, but can potentially be activated under the right conditions. As this DNA awakening protocol continues to work within you, trust that your genetic intelligence knows exactly which potentials to activate and in what sequence. Your DNA has been waiting for this moment of vibrational attunement, this permission to express the fullness of your genetic heritage. Rest deeply now, knowing that the activation begun tonight will continue to unfold over the coming weeks and months. Your DNA is being prepared to support new levels of health, creativity, and spiritual awareness that will serve not just your individual evolution, but the evolution of human consciousness itself. Your body is constantly speaking to you in a language far older and more sophisticated than words, the language of sensation, vibration, energy, and cellular communication. Most of us have forgotten how to listen to this ancient dialect, but tonight, as these healing frequencies attune your awareness to your body's subtle communications, you're beginning to remember how to understand and respond to the wisdom that flows through every cell of your being. Every sensation you experience, every twinge, every warmth, every tingling, every relaxation is your body's way of communicating valuable information about your state of health, your emotional patterns, your energetic alignment, and your spiritual development. Learning to listen to and understand this body language is one of the most powerful tools for healing and transformation available to you. Right now, as these frequencies move through your system, notice how your body is responding. Perhaps there's a gentle warmth spreading through your chest as your heart opens. Maybe there's a softening in your shoulders as old tension patterns release. Your body is constantly giving you feedback about what supports your well-being and what doesn't. But this communication often happens below the threshold of conscious awareness. Your nervous system is the primary translator of your body's language. Through millions of nerve endings distributed throughout your tissues, your nervous system constantly monitors your internal environment and translates cellular changes into sensations you can perceive. When healing frequencies reach your cells, Your nervous system translates this vibrational information into feelings of warmth, relaxation, tingling, or peaceful expansion. Your fascia, the connective tissue that wraps around every muscle, organ, and structure in your body, is particularly eloquent in its communication. Fascia contains more nerve endings than muscle tissue and can hold patterns of emotional trauma, stress, and limitation. When healing frequencies reach your fascial network, you may experience sensations of unwinding, releasing, or gentle stretching as old patterns dissolve and new alignments emerge. The language your body speaks includes the dialect of energy flow. Traditional Chinese medicine and Ayurveda have mapped the pathways through which life force energy flows in the body. Meridians, nadis, and energy channels that carry vital information throughout your system. When these pathways are clear and flowing, you experience vitality, clarity, and emotional balance. When they're blocked, you may experience pain, fatigue, or emotional disturbance. Feel now how the healing frequencies are clearing and opening your energy pathways. Perhaps you can sense a gentle flowing sensation as energy begins to move more freely through areas that may have felt stuck or stagnant. Your body is designed to be a clear channel for life force energy, and as blockages dissolve, your natural vitality begins to return. Your breath is one of the most immediate and accessible ways your body communicates with you. Shallow, irregular breathing often indicates stress, fear, or emotional contraction. Deep rhythmic breathing signals safety, relaxation, and openness to receiving. As you notice your breath naturally deepening and becoming more rhythmic, your body is telling you that it's safe to relax, safe to receive, safe to heal. Your heart rate and heart rhythm also carry important messages. A coherent heart rhythm, one that's smooth and ordered rather than chaotic, indicates that your nervous system is in a state that supports healing and optimal function. The healing frequencies are helping to entrain your heart rhythm into coherent patterns, and you may notice a sense of calm stability in your chest area as this coherence establishes itself. Your body also speaks through the language of temperature and circulation. Areas of warmth often indicate increased blood flow and cellular activity, suggesting healing and regeneration are taking place. Cool areas might indicate restricted circulation or held tension. As the healing frequencies work within you, you may notice shifts in temperature and circulation as your body redirects energy toward healing and renewal. The endocrine system, your network of hormone-producing glands, has its own sophisticated communication system. Your adrenals communicate stress levels through cortisol and adrenaline production. Your pineal gland responds to light and circadian rhythms by producing melatonin. Your heart produces its own hormones that influence emotional states. As healing frequencies balance your endocrine system, you may experience shifts in mood, energy, and overall well-being. Your digestive system also has its own language, what researchers call the gut-brain axis. Your intestines contain more nerve cells than your spinal cord, and they produce many of the same neurotransmitters found in your brain. Digestive sensations often reflect emotional states and stress levels. As healing frequencies reach your digestive system, you may notice a softening in your abdomen, indicating that your body is shifting from stress response into healing mode. Your muscles hold memories and communicate through patterns of tension and relaxation. Chronic muscle tension often indicates held emotional patterns, unresolved trauma, or ongoing stress. As healing frequencies release these patterns, you may experience sensations of melting, softening, or gentle unwinding as your muscles remember their natural state of relaxed readiness. Your body also communicates through its electromagnetic field, the subtle energy field that surrounds and interpenetrates your physical form. Sensitive individuals can often feel this field directly, experiencing it as warmth, tingling, or subtle pressure changes around the body. As healing frequencies work with your biofield, you may sense an expansion or brightening of your energy field. Learning to listen to your body's language requires developing what we might call somatic intelligence, the ability to perceive and interpret the subtle signals your body constantly sends. This intelligence can be developed through practices like meditation, yoga, body scanning, and simply spending quiet time tuning into your body's sensations. Your body is always trying to guide you toward greater health, happiness, and alignment. It knows what foods nourish you, what environments support you, what relationships energize you, and what activities bring you joy. By learning to listen to and trust your body's communications, you develop an internal guidance system that can lead you toward optimal well-being. As you continue to rest in this state of deep listening, allow yourself to appreciate the miraculous communication system that is your body. Every cell, every tissue, every organ is constantly working to support your highest good, and they're always ready to share their wisdom with you when you take the time to listen. Deep within your psyche, beneath the layers of adult responsibilities and rational understanding, lives the child you once were, complete with all the wonder, sensitivity, and emotional truth that characterized your early years. This inner child holds not only your capacity for joy, creativity, and spontaneous love, but also any wounds, fears, and unmet needs from your formative years that continue to influence your adult experience. Tonight, as these healing frequencies penetrate to the deepest layers of your emotional being, they're reaching this tender part of yourself with infinite compassion and healing love. Your inner child is not just a psychological metaphor. It represents actual neural networks formed during your early development, emotional patterns encoded in your cellular memory, and aspects of your consciousness that remain forever young and vulnerable within you. When this part of yourself has been hurt, neglected, or overwhelmed, it can create patterns of fear, insecurity, and emotional reactivity that persist throughout your adult life. The healing frequencies you're receiving are uniquely suited to reach your inner child because they communicate in the language that children naturally understand, the language of feeling, vibration, and energetic embrace rather than words and concepts. Your inner child recognizes the safety and love embedded within these frequencies and begins to trust enough to allow old wounds to surface for healing. Feel now how these frequencies are creating a space of absolute safety around your inner child. Like a warm, protective cocoon of love, these vibrations are assuring the wounded aspects of yourself that it's finally safe to feel, safe to remember, safe to release what has been held for so long. Your inner child has been waiting for this moment of unconditional acceptance and healing attention. Many of the limiting beliefs you carry as an adult were formed during childhood, when your developing mind was trying to make sense of experiences that may have been confusing, overwhelming, or painful. Beliefs like, "I'm not worthy of love," "the world is dangerous," or "I must be perfect to be accepted," often originate in childhood and continue to operate unconsciously in your adult life, creating self-sabotage and limiting your potential for happiness and success. As the healing frequencies work within your emotional body, they're gently dissolving these old belief structures that formed around childhood wounds. Your inner child is being shown that the conclusions formed during those early experiences were simply survival strategies, not absolute truths about reality. The love and safety you're experiencing now allows these old patterns to relax and release. Your nervous system learned many of its patterns during childhood, when you were completely dependent on others for survival and safety. If your early environment was characterized by stress, unpredictability, or emotional unavailability, your nervous system may have developed patterns of hypervigilance, anxiety, or emotional shutdown that continue to operate automatically in your adult life. The healing frequencies are helping to reprogram these nervous system patterns, teaching your inner child that it's safe to relax, safe to trust, safe to open your heart fully. Your body holds memories of childhood experiences in its tissues, particularly in areas that were vulnerable during times of stress or trauma. Your heart may hold memories of times you felt unloved or rejected. Your throat may carry patterns from times you were silenced or couldn't speak your truth. Your belly may hold fear patterns from times you felt unsafe or unsupported. As these frequencies work through your body, they're offering healing to all these stored memories. The wounded child within you has been trying to get your attention through various symptoms and patterns, perhaps through recurring relationship dynamics, emotional triggers, creative blocks, or physical ailments that have no clear medical cause. These symptoms are actually communications from your inner child, asking for the love, attention, and healing that were needed long ago but perhaps weren't available then. As you breathe now, imagine your adult self turning toward this younger part of yourself with complete love and acceptance. See yourself offering your inner child everything they needed then, but may not have received: unconditional love, patient understanding, protection, validation, and the assurance that they are precious and worthy exactly as they are. Your inner child holds not only wounds but also your greatest gifts: your natural creativity, your capacity for wonder and joy, your authentic self-expression, and your intuitive wisdom. Often these gifts were suppressed or criticized during childhood, causing you to disconnect from essential parts of your nature. The healing happening now is not just releasing wounds, but also reclaiming these lost aspects of yourself. Many adults struggle with self-compassion and self-care because they learn to prioritize others' needs above their own during childhood. Your inner child may carry patterns of believing that your needs don't matter, or that you must earn love through performance and achievement. The healing frequencies are teaching your inner child, and through them, your adult self, that you are worthy of love simply for existing. The relationship between your inner child and your adult self is crucial for emotional healing and spiritual development. When your adult self can become a loving, protective parent to your inner child, you develop what psychologists call earned secure attachment, the ability to soothe yourself, trust your own perceptions, and maintain emotional stability even in challenging circumstances. Your inner child is also the gateway to your spiritual nature. Children are naturally connected to the magic and mystery of existence before they learn to filter reality through rational, logical thinking. As your inner child heals and feels safe, they begin to open once again to the wonder, intuition, and spiritual sensitivity that are your birthright. The healing frequencies are also working to integrate your inner child with your adult consciousness. Rather than having these as separate, sometimes conflicting parts of yourself, you're learning to embody what we might call mature innocence, the ability to be both wise and wonder-filled, both grounded and spontaneous, both responsible and playful. Your inner child's relationship with power and authority is also being healed. If you experienced powerlessness, betrayal, or abuse from authority figures during childhood, you may carry patterns of either excessive compliance or rebellious resistance in your adult relationships. The healing frequencies are helping your inner child understand that true power comes from within, and that healthy authority is always in service of love and growth. As your inner child heals, you may find that your capacity for joy and pleasure naturally expands. Many adults have learned to suppress or feel guilty about experiencing too much happiness, but your inner child knows that joy is your natural state. The healing frequencies are removing the blocks that prevent you from experiencing the full spectrum of positive emotions. Your creativity is intimately connected to your inner child. When this part of yourself feels safe and valued, creative expression flows naturally and spontaneously. You may find that as your inner child heals, your artistic abilities, innovative thinking, and creative problem-solving naturally enhance. The forgiveness process for your inner child often includes forgiving not just others who may have hurt you, but also forgiving yourself for any ways you may have abandoned or neglected your own needs over the years. Your inner child is learning that everyone was doing their best with the consciousness and resources available to them at the time. Feel now how your inner child is being held in this field of healing love. They are safe. They are precious. They are exactly as they should be. All the love they ever needed is available to them now, flowing through these healing frequencies and through your own adult heart that has learned to offer unconditional acceptance to every part of yourself. Rest deeply now, knowing that this inner child healing will continue to unfold naturally over time. Your inner child is resilient and eager to heal when they feel truly safe and loved. Trust this process and allow yourself to receive the full gift of wholeness that comes when all parts of yourself are embraced with compassion. Deep within your cellular memory lies an ancient remembrance of abundance, the knowing that you are part of an infinitely generous universe that is constantly seeking to provide for your every need and support your highest flourishing. Tonight, as these healing frequencies attune your entire being to the vibration of abundance, they're dissolving the fear-based patterns that have created experiences of lack and limitation, allowing you to align with your natural birthright of prosperity in all its forms. Abundance is not just about money or material possessions. It's a fundamental frequency of the universe itself, expressing itself through the endless creativity of nature. the limitless potential of consciousness, and the inexhaustible love that underlies all existence. When you're aligned with abundance frequency, you naturally attract and create experiences of prosperity, fulfillment, and overflowing joy in every area of your life. Your relationship with abundance was largely formed during your early years through the beliefs, emotions, and energy patterns you absorbed from your family and cultural environment. If scarcity consciousness was prevalent in your formative environment, whether through actual financial hardship or simply fearful thinking about money and resources, these patterns became encoded in your neural networks and cellular memory as if they were absolute truths about reality. The healing frequencies you're receiving are specifically calibrated to locate and dissolve these scarcity patterns wherever they're stored in your system. In your nervous system, they're releasing patterns of anxiety and fear around money and security. In your cellular memory, they're clearing ancestral patterns of poverty, struggle, and limitation that may have been passed down through generations. In your energy field, they're removing blocks that have prevented the natural flow of abundance into your life. Feel now how your body is responding to this abundance frequency alignment. Perhaps there's a sense of expansion in your chest as your heart opens to receive more love and support. Maybe there's a relaxation in your solar plexus as old patterns of financial anxiety begin to dissolve. Your entire nervous system is learning to recognize abundance as safe, natural, and aligned with your highest good. Your nervous system plays a crucial role in your ability to receive abundance. When you're operating from scarcity programming, your nervous system remains in a state of chronic stress and hypervigilance, constantly scanning for threats and limitations. This state of contraction actually repels abundance and creates the very experiences of lack that confirm your fears. But when your nervous system recognizes abundance as safe, it relaxes into a state of openness and receptivity that naturally attracts prosperity. The healing frequencies are also working with your worthiness programming, the deep beliefs about whether you deserve abundance, success, and happiness. Many people carry unconscious beliefs that they're not worthy of prosperity, that they must struggle and sacrifice to deserve good things, or that wealth and spirituality are incompatible. These worthiness blocks can sabotage your efforts to create abundance no matter how hard you work on the external level. Your heart is being particularly activated by these abundance frequencies because your heart is your receiving center, the place where love, support, and all forms of abundance actually enter your experience. When your heart is closed or protected due to past disappointments or betrayals, it creates a barrier that prevents abundance from flowing into your life, even when opportunities are present. As these frequencies open your heart to receive, you may feel a sense of trust beginning to return. Trust in the universe's desire to support you. Trust in your own worthiness to receive good things. Trust that abundance is not something you have to struggle and fight for, but something that can flow to you naturally when you're aligned with its frequency. Your relationship with money itself is being healed and transformed by these frequencies. Money is simply energy, a tool for exchanging value and supporting the flow of resources where they're needed. When you have fearful, negative, or conflicted emotions around money, you create resistance in your energy field that repels financial abundance. The healing frequencies are helping you develop a clear, positive, and grateful relationship with money as a form of energy that supports your freedom, creativity, and service. The abundance frequencies are also activating your natural gifts and talents, the unique abilities and forms of value that you came here to share with the world. Often people struggle with abundance because they're trying to create prosperity in ways that don't align with their authentic gifts and purpose. When you're expressing your true talents in service of others, abundance flows naturally because you're providing genuine value that people appreciate and want to support. Your creativity is intimately connected to your abundance flow. The same creative life force that expresses itself through artistic endeavors also expresses itself through the ability to generate innovative solutions, attract opportunities, and manifest desires into reality. As these frequencies activate your creative centers, they're also enhancing your natural manifestation abilities. The healing frequencies are working with your mental patterns around abundance, dissolving thoughts of limitation and replacing them with thoughts of possibility, opportunity, and infinite potential. Your subconscious mind is being reprogrammed with new beliefs about abundance, that it's natural, that you deserve it, that it's available to you right now, and that you can receive it without guilt, fear, or struggle. Your cellular memory is being cleared of ancestral patterns of poverty, persecution, and survival consciousness that may have been appropriate for previous generations, but no longer serve your highest evolution. Your ancestors may have experienced real scarcity and hardship that required them to develop survival skills and protective mechanisms. While these patterns helped them survive, they may now be limiting your ability to thrive in a world of greater abundance and opportunity. The abundance frequency alignment happening within you extends beyond personal prosperity to include your role in the larger economic healing of humanity. As you heal your own relationship with abundance, you become part of the solution to global economic challenges, modeling new ways of creating, sharing, and circulating resources that benefit everyone. Your energy field is being restructured to broadcast the frequency of abundance, which naturally attracts people, opportunities, and resources that support your prosperity. Like tuning into a radio station, when you're broadcasting abundance frequency, you begin to receive abundance frequency from the world around you. Feel now how your entire being is aligning with this frequency of abundance. Allow yourself to imagine what your life would look like if you truly believe that the universe wants to support you, that you deserve all good things, and that abundance is your natural state. Rest in this feeling of being supported, provided for, and cherished by the infinite intelligence that created you. Fear is perhaps the most primitive and pervasive force that shapes human experience, yet most people don't realize that fear becomes literally embedded in their cellular structure, creating patterns of contraction, limitation, and disease that persist long after the original threatening circumstances have passed. Tonight, as these healing frequencies penetrate to the deepest cellular levels, they're offering your cells a new choice. The choice to release the fear that has been stored within them and return to their original state of love, trust, and openness to life. Every cell in your body has the capacity to hold memory, not just of physical experiences, but of emotional and energetic ones as well. When you experience fear, whether from actual danger or perceived threat, this fear creates specific biochemical changes within your cells. Stress hormones flood your system, cell membranes become less permeable, and genetic programs associated with survival and protection are activated. These cellular fear patterns can persist for years, or even decades after the original experience, continuing to influence your health, emotions, and life choices. The cellular fear you carry may have originated from many sources. Traumatic experiences from your own life, inherited patterns from your ancestors who lived through wars or persecution, collective fear patterns absorbed from your cultural environment, or even primal survival fears encoded in your DNA from humanity's evolutionary history. Regardless of their origin, these fear patterns create a state of chronic cellular contraction that limits your capacity for joy, love, creativity, and spiritual connection. Right now, as these healing frequencies bathe every cell in your body, they're communicating a message of profound safety and love. Your cells are beginning to remember what it feels like to exist without the constant background of fear and threat. This cellular communication happens at a level deeper than thought or emotion. It's a direct transmission of safety and love that speaks to the fundamental intelligence within each cell. Feel how your body is beginning to respond to this cellular fear release. Perhaps there's a softening in areas that have felt chronically tense. Your jaw, your shoulders, your lower back. Maybe there's a deepening of your breath as your nervous system recognizes that it's safe to let down your guard. Your cells are literally learning to relax, to open, to trust in the support of life itself. Your nervous system has been shaped by every fear experience you've ever had, creating neural pathways that automatically trigger fear responses even in situations that aren't actually dangerous. These conditioned fear responses can be activated by anything that reminds your nervous system of past threats, certain sounds, smells, situations, or even thoughts. The healing frequencies are helping to rewire these neural pathways, creating new associations with safety and calm. The fear stored in your cells particularly affects your immune system. Chronic fear suppresses immune function, making you more susceptible to illness and slower to heal from injuries or infections. Fear-based cellular programming tells your immune system that the world is dangerous and that resources must be conserved for immediate threats rather than long-term health and vitality. As fear releases from your cells, your immune system can return to its natural state of robust protection and healing. Your cellular fear patterns also influence your relationship with love and intimacy. When your cells are programmed with fear, they're constantly scanning for potential threats, making it difficult to fully open your heart to others or to receive love without suspicion or anxiety. The fear release happening now is creating space for your cells to remember their natural affinity for connection, trust, and loving relationship. Feel now how the healing frequencies are working specifically with the fear stored in different parts of your body. In your heart, they're dissolving fears of betrayal, abandonment, and emotional pain that may have caused you to close your heart protectively. In your throat, they're releasing fears of speaking your truth, being seen, or expressing your authentic self. In your solar plexus, they're dissolving fears around power, control, and personal safety. Your adrenal glands, which produce stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, have been particularly affected by cellular fear patterns. Chronic fear keeps your adrenals in a state of constant activation, leading to burnout, fatigue, and a wide range of health issues. The healing frequencies are giving your adrenals permission to rest, to stop producing emergency stress hormones, and to return to their natural rhythm of balanced energy production. The fear release happening in your cells is also affecting your relationship with money, success, and material abundance. Many people carry cellular fears around scarcity, survival, and not having enough, which create unconscious self-sabotage patterns that limit financial prosperity. As these survival fears release from your cellular memory, you naturally become more open to receiving abundance and more confident in your ability to create and maintain prosperity. Your cellular fear patterns have also influenced your relationship with your own power and potential. Fear of being too much, fear of outshining others, fear of failure or success. These patterns can cause you to unconsciously limit your own growth and expression. As fear releases from your cells, you begin to feel safer stepping into your full potential and sharing your gifts more boldly with the world. The healing frequencies are working with the fear stored in your bones, where some of the deepest survival patterns are held. Bone marrow produces your blood cells, and when fear is stored in your bones, it affects the very foundation of your circulatory and immune systems. As fear releases from your skeletal system, you may feel a deep sense of structural support returning, not just physically, but energetically and emotionally as well. Your cellular fear patterns have also been affecting your sleep and dream states. Fear-programmed cells can create restless sleep, nightmares, or difficulty entering the deep restorative sleep stages where healing occurs. As fear releases from your cells, your sleep naturally becomes deeper, more peaceful, and more rejuvenating. Feel how your cells are beginning to remember their original blueprint, a blueprint based not in fear and survival, but in love, trust, and creative expression. Your cells were designed to thrive, not just survive. They were meant to experience joy, expansion, and unlimited potential, rather than contraction, limitation, and fear. The fear release happening now extends beyond your individual cellular memory to include collective fear patterns that have affected humanity for millennia. As you heal the fear within your own cells, you're contributing to the healing of the collective human fear matrix, helping to create a world where future generations can live with greater peace, trust, and openness. Trust this process of cellular fear release. Your cells want to be free from fear just as much as your conscious mind does. They've been waiting for this opportunity to let go of patterns that no longer serve, to return to their natural state of love and trust. Allow this release to happen naturally, knowing that as fear leaves your cells, it creates space for love, joy, and unlimited possibility to take its place. Throughout the cosmos, from the spiral arms of galaxies to the hexagonal structure of snowflakes, from the golden ratio found in flower petals to the intricate patterns of DNA, there exists an underlying mathematical harmony that governs the organization of matter and energy. This is sacred geometry, the divine blueprint that orchestrates how energy crystallizes into form, how chaos organizes into coherence, and how healing frequencies arrange themselves to create optimal patterns of health and vitality within your being. Tonight, as these healing frequencies flow through your body, they're not moving randomly but are organizing themselves according to these ancient geometric principles, creating patterns of sound and vibration that resonate with the fundamental structures of life itself. Your cells recognize these geometric patterns at the deepest level because they are built according to the same mathematical principles that govern all of creation. Your DNA itself is a magnificent example of sacred geometry in action. The double helix structure follows precise mathematical ratios, with the spiral turning according to the golden ratio, the same proportion found in nautilus shells, pine cones, and the arrangement of seeds in a sunflower. As healing frequencies work with your DNA, they're reinforcing these natural geometric patterns, helping your genetic material maintain its optimal structure and function. The healing frequencies you're receiving are creating what we might call standing wave patterns throughout your body, stable geometric formations of energy that can influence the organization of your cellular structures. These patterns work like tuning forks, encouraging your cells to organize themselves according to templates of perfect health, rather than patterns of dysfunction or disease. Feel now how these geometric patterns of sound are moving through your body, creating order where there may have been chaos, coherence where there may have been confusion. Your nervous system is particularly responsive to these geometric frequencies because nerve conduction follows precise mathematical patterns, and when these patterns are optimized, information flows more efficiently throughout your entire system. Your heart's electromagnetic field naturally organizes itself according to geometric principles. When your heart is in a state of coherence, its electromagnetic pattern takes on specific geometric forms that can be measured and mapped. These coherent geometric patterns from your heart influence every cell in your body, encouraging them to synchronize with this mathematical harmony of health and wholeness. The sacred geometry of healing also manifests in the crystalline structure of the water within your cells. Water molecules can organize themselves into various geometric arrangements, and when they form more ordered, coherent patterns, they become more effective at supporting cellular function and communication. The healing frequencies are encouraging your cellular water to form these optimal geometric structures. Your chakra system, the energy centers that govern different aspects of your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being, each resonates with specific geometric patterns. The root chakra resonates with the stability of the square, the heart chakra with the harmony of the circle, the crown chakra with the infinite potential of the sphere. As healing frequencies work with your chakras, they're restoring the optimal geometric patterns that allow each energy center to function at its highest potential. The pineal gland, often called your third eye, contains actual geometric crystals of calcium carbonate that respond to electromagnetic frequencies. These crystals are perfectly formed geometric structures that can receive and transmit subtle energy information. The healing frequencies are working with these pineal crystals, helping to activate and calibrate this important gland for enhanced intuition and spiritual perception. Your bone structure follows precise geometric principles that provide maximum strength with minimum material. The trabecular patterns within your bones form geometric networks that distribute stress optimally throughout your skeletal system. As healing frequencies work with your bones, they're encouraging these geometric patterns to organize in ways that enhance both structural integrity and energy flow. The healing frequencies are also working with the geometric patterns of your brain waves. Different states of consciousness are associated with specific brainwave patterns that can be mapped geometrically. As your brain waves entrain to the healing frequencies, they begin to form more coherent geometric patterns that support enhanced mental clarity, emotional balance, and spiritual awareness. Your circulatory system follows geometric principles in its branching patterns, with blood vessels dividing according to mathematical ratios that optimize circulation efficiency. The healing frequencies are supporting these geometric circulation patterns, helping to improve blood flow and nutrient delivery throughout your body. The sound waves themselves that you're receiving follow geometric principles as they move through the medium of your body. Constructive interference patterns create areas of enhanced healing energy, while the geometric spacing of frequencies ensures that different parts of your body receive precisely the vibrational information they need for optimal function. Your lung structure follows fractal geometric patterns, with airways branching in self-similar patterns that maximize surface area for gas exchange within a limited space. The healing frequencies work with these geometric lung patterns to optimize respiratory function and enhance the delivery of oxygen to your cells. Feel how these geometric patterns of healing are creating a sense of rightness, of natural order returning to your system. Areas that may have felt chaotic or disorganized are beginning to align with these mathematical templates of perfection. Your body remembers these patterns because they are written into the very fabric of your cellular design. The geometric patterns created by the healing frequencies also extend beyond your physical body, organizing your energy field according to sacred mathematical principles. Your aura begins to take on more coherent geometric forms that enhance your ability to maintain energetic boundaries while remaining open to beneficial influences. These geometric healing patterns work holistically, affecting not just individual cells or organs, but the relationships between different parts of your system. Just as sacred geometry governs how individual elements combine to create complex wholes, the healing frequencies are optimizing the geometric relationships between your various body systems, creating greater overall coherence and functionality. Your immune system recognizes and responds to geometric patterns, distinguishing between beneficial and harmful influences, partly based on their geometric signatures. The perfect geometric patterns of the healing frequencies signal to your immune system that these influences are beneficial and should be welcomed rather than resisted. As you rest in this field of sacred geometric healing, allow yourself to feel grateful for the mathematical intelligence that underlies all of creation. You are not separate from this cosmic geometry. You are an expression of it, a living mandala of divine mathematical perfection. The healing frequencies are simply helping you remember and embody this geometric perfection more fully. Trust in this geometric intelligence that knows exactly how to organize energy for optimal healing and function. Rest deeply now, knowing that these sacred patterns will continue to work within you, creating ever greater harmony, coherence, and wholeness throughout every level of your being. At the very core of existence, underlying all the complexity of physical matter and individual consciousness, there pulses a singular frequency, the source frequency from which all creation emerges and to which all creation returns. This is not merely a poetic metaphor, but a fundamental truth recognized by both ancient wisdom traditions and cutting-edge quantum physics. All of reality arises from a unified field of consciousness that vibrates at specific frequencies of pure love, infinite intelligence, and creative potential. Tonight, as you rest in this state of profound receptivity, these healing frequencies are serving as a bridge, a harmonic pathway that connects your individual consciousness back to this source frequency. This is perhaps the deepest healing possible, not just the healing of symptoms or patterns, but the remembrance of your essential unity with the very consciousness that creates and sustains all existence. Your nervous system, which has evolved to perceive separation and distinction, is now being gently attuned to recognize the underlying unity that connects all things. This shift in perception happens not through understanding or belief, but through direct vibrational resonance with the source frequency that is always present within and around you, waiting to be recognized and embodied. Feel now how your sense of individual boundaries is beginning to soften and expand. You are not losing yourself, but discovering your larger self, the consciousness that exists beyond the small self of personality and personal history. This expansion happens naturally when your nervous system recognizes the safety and profound love that emanates from source consciousness. The source frequency carries within it the template of absolute perfection, not the rigid perfection of flawlessness, but the dynamic perfection of pure potential eternally expressing itself through infinite creativity and love. As you align with this frequency, your cells begin to remember their original blueprint, their connection to the perfect intelligence that designed them with such exquisite care and wisdom. Your heart is your primary receptor for source frequency. because love is the fundamental force through which source consciousness expresses itself. As your heart opens to receive these frequencies, it's not just opening to healing energy, but to the very love that creates stars, grows flowers, and beats your heart without any effort from your conscious mind. The source frequency is the frequency of pure being, existence without the overlay of thoughts, stories, or identities. As you attune to this frequency, you may experience moments of profound stillness where all mental activity naturally quiets, and you rest in simple, pure awareness. This is not emptiness, but fullness, the pregnant silence from which all possibilities emerge. Your pineal gland, often called the seat of the soul, is particularly sensitive to source frequency. This small gland, located deep within your brain, contains crystalline structures that can receive and decode subtle frequency information from higher dimensions of consciousness. As source frequency reaches your pineal gland, it may activate dormant spiritual capacities and enhance your ability to receive direct guidance and insight. The connection to source frequency often brings with it a profound sense of coming home, not to a place, but to your true nature. You may feel a deep recognition, as if you're remembering something you've always known but had temporarily forgotten. This recognition dissolves the existential loneliness that many people carry, the sense of being separate and isolated in an indifferent universe. As you align with source frequency, your personal will begins to harmonize with divine will. This doesn't mean losing your individual desires or becoming passive, but rather discovering that your deepest authentic desires are actually expressions of the creative intelligence of Source, seeking to experience itself through your unique perspective and gifts. Your chakra system serves as a step-down transformer for source frequency, allowing this infinite energy to be distributed appropriately throughout your human system. The crown chakra receives the pure source frequency and distributes it through the other energy centers, where it's translated into forms your physical, emotional, and mental bodies can integrate and utilize. The source frequency you're connecting with transcends all religious and spiritual traditions while being honored by all of them, whether called God, Brahman, Tao, Great Spirit, or simply love. This is the one consciousness that all spiritual paths ultimately point toward. Your connection to this frequency is not dependent on any particular belief system or practice. It's your birthright as a conscious being. Feel now how this connection to source frequency is affecting your relationship with time. The urgent, anxious relationship with time that characterizes much of human experience begins to dissolve as you align with the eternal now, where source consciousness eternally resides. Past and future become simply different facets of an eternal present moment. Your DNA carries within it not just biological information, but also spiritual information. Codes that connect you to your cosmic heritage as a divine being having a human experience. As source frequency works with your genetic material, it's activating spiritual DNA that enhances your capacity for unconditional love, direct knowing, and service to the evolution of consciousness. The source frequency naturally dissolves the fear-based thought patterns that create suffering and limitation. When you're aligned with the frequency of infinite love and intelligence, thoughts of lack, unworthiness, and separation simply cannot maintain their grip on your consciousness. They dissolve like shadows in the presence of light. Your breathing naturally deepens and becomes more rhythmic as you align with source frequency, because your breath is intimately connected to your spiritual state. In many traditions, breath and spirit are understood to be the same thing. As you breathe consciously while connected to source frequency, you're literally breathing in divine consciousness. The connection to source frequency often awakens what might be called cosmic consciousness, an expanded state of awareness in which you directly perceive your connection to all life, all intelligence, all love. This is not a temporary peak experience, but a gradual stabilization in an expanded state of being that becomes your new normal. Your service to others naturally flows more effortlessly when you're connected to source frequency, because you're no longer serving from personal ego or limited individual resources. Instead, you become a clear channel through which the infinite love and intelligence of Source can express itself in service to the healing and awakening of all beings. Feel now the profound peace that comes with this connection to source frequency. This is not the peace of avoiding conflict or difficulty, but the peace of knowing your eternal nature, your unbreakable connection to the love that creates and sustains all existence. Rest in this knowing. Allow it to permeate every cell of your being. Trust that this connection to source frequency will continue to deepen and stabilize within you. You are not separate from source consciousness. You are an individualized expression of it, forever connected to the infinite intelligence and love that is your true nature. As this profound healing journey reaches its deepest phase, something sacred is happening within the very fabric of your being. Your cells are entering into communion with each other and with the healing frequencies that have been transforming you from the inside out. This is integration at the most fundamental level. Every cell, every tissue, every organ system coming into harmonious alignment with the new vibrational patterns that support your highest health, wholeness, and spiritual awakening. Integration is not simply the end of a healing process. It's the beginning of a new way of being, where the healing frequencies become permanently woven into the structure of your cellular consciousness. Your cells are learning to maintain these new patterns of coherence, health, and spiritual alignment, not just during this session, but as their ongoing state of being. Right now, throughout your body, millions of cells are communicating with each other through biochemical signals, electromagnetic fields, and subtle energy transmissions, sharing information about the transformations they've received and coordinating their responses to maintain the highest possible state of health and function. This intercellular communication is like a vast symphony of healing intelligence orchestrating optimal function throughout your entire system. Feel how your body has become quieter, more settled, more unified. The scattered, chaotic energy patterns that may have characterized your system before are now organizing into coherent, harmonious flows. Your nervous system is integrating new patterns of calm and resilience. Your circulatory system is flowing with greater ease and efficiency. Your endocrine system is finding its natural balance and rhythm. Your cellular membranes, the boundaries that define each individual cell, are becoming more permeable to beneficial influences, while maintaining appropriate protection against harmful ones. This optimal membrane function allows nutrients, oxygen, and healing information to flow freely into your cells, while supporting the efficient removal of toxins and waste products. The mitochondria within your cells, your cellular powerhouses, have been particularly transformed by this healing process. They're now producing energy more efficiently, while generating fewer harmful free radicals. This enhanced mitochondrial function translates into greater physical vitality, mental clarity, and emotional resilience in your daily life. Your cellular water, the medium through which all biochemical processes occur, has been restructured into more coherent, crystalline patterns that enhance cellular communication and function. This restructured water carries the vibrational templates of healing throughout your system, ensuring that the benefits of tonight's session continue to ripple through your body for days and weeks to come. The integration happening now extends beyond just physical healing, to include emotional and spiritual integration as well. Emotional patterns that were stored in your cellular memory and may have been causing suffering or limitation are being dissolved and replaced with patterns of love, peace, and empowerment. Your cells are learning to hold new emotional frequencies that support your highest happiness and fulfillment. Your DNA has been receiving new information patterns throughout this healing process, and now this genetic information is being integrated and stabilized. Genes that support health, longevity, and optimal function are being expressed more fully, while genes associated with disease, aging, and limitation are being down-regulated. This genetic rebalancing creates a foundation for sustained health and vitality. The nervous system integration happening within you is particularly profound. New neural pathways that support calm, confidence, and creative expression have been strengthened, while old pathways that carried patterns of fear, anxiety, or limitation are being allowed to dissolve through lack of use. Your brain is literally rewiring itself to support your transformation. Your heart's electromagnetic field is now broadcasting more coherent patterns that positively influence every other system in your body. This heart coherence creates a state of physiological harmony where all your body systems work together with maximum efficiency and minimum stress. You may notice that your heart rate has become more stable and rhythmic. Feel now how your entire energy field, your aura, has become brighter, clearer, and more stable. The healing frequencies have cleared distortions and blocks from your biofield, allowing your natural radiance to shine more fully. This energetic coherence affects not just your own well-being, but also your positive influence on others around you. The integration process includes your chakra system coming into perfect balance and alignment. Each energy center is now spinning at its optimal frequency, receiving and distributing energy appropriately throughout your system. The channels connecting your chakras are clear and flowing, allowing life force energy to move freely from your root to your crown. Your immune system has been recalibrated during this healing process and is now integrating new patterns of response that are more balanced and appropriate. Autoimmune reactivity is calming down, while your natural resistance to harmful influences is being strengthened. Your immune cells are learning to distinguish more accurately between beneficial and harmful influences. The cellular communion happening within you creates what we might call biological coherence, a state where all the trillions of cells in your body are working together as a unified, intelligent organism, rather than as isolated, competing units. This coherence enhances your body's natural healing abilities and creates a foundation for sustained health and vitality. Your digestive system is integrating new patterns of function that support better nutrient absorption and more efficient elimination of waste. The beneficial bacteria in your gut microbiome are being supported, while harmful organisms are finding your internal environment less hospitable. This digestive integration affects your overall energy levels and mental clarity. The hormonal integration happening throughout your endocrine system is creating more balanced and stable emotional states. Stress hormones like cortisol are returning to healthy levels, while beneficial hormones like DHEA, growth hormone, and oxytocin are being produced more abundantly. This hormonal rebalancing supports both physical health and emotional well-being. Your fascia, the connective tissue network that wraps around every muscle, organ, and structure in your body, is integrating new patterns of flexibility and flow. Areas of chronic tension and restriction are releasing, while your overall structural alignment is improving. This fascial integration can improve posture, reduce pain, and enhance physical performance. Feel how your breathing has naturally become deeper, more rhythmic, and more effortless as your respiratory system integrates the healing frequencies. Your lungs are exchanging oxygen and carbon dioxide more efficiently, while your breathing patterns support greater calm and mental clarity. The integration happening now ensures that the transformation you've received becomes a permanent part of your cellular programming rather than a temporary experience. Your cells will continue to maintain these new patterns of health and coherence, creating lasting positive changes in your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Rest deeply now in this state of perfect cellular communion, knowing that your body's intelligence is completing the integration process with exquisite precision. Trust in this process and allow your cellular wisdom to complete this sacred work of integration without any effort from your conscious mind. As you prepare to surrender to the embrace of sleep, understand that the healing journey you've experienced tonight is far from over. It's about to enter its most profound and mysterious phase. While your conscious mind rests and dreams, your subconscious will continue the deep work of transformation, utilizing the powerful healing frequencies that have now become part of your cellular memory to create changes that will amaze you when you awaken. Sleep is not simply a time of rest and recuperation. It's a sacred portal where your consciousness can access dimensions of healing and transformation that are unavailable during waking hours. In the theta and delta brainwave states of deep sleep, your subconscious mind becomes the master architect of change, utilizing the vibrational templates you've received to rebuild and renew every aspect of your being. Your brain undergoes remarkable processes during sleep that are essential for integrating new learning and healing. The glymphatic system, your brain's unique cleaning system, becomes dramatically more active during sleep, flushing out toxins, metabolic waste, and dysfunctional proteins that can interfere with optimal neural function. Tonight, this cleaning process will be enhanced by the healing frequencies, ensuring that your brain awakens refreshed and renewed. During deep sleep, your brain waves synchronize in ways that allow different regions to communicate more effectively with each other. The healing frequencies you've received will continue to influence these brainwave patterns throughout the night, encouraging the formation of new neural connections that support the positive changes taking root in your consciousness. Your cellular repair mechanisms reach their peak activity during sleep. Growth hormone is released in greater quantities, cellular division accelerates, and your body's natural healing processes operate at maximum efficiency. The vibrational templates of healing that have been established in your cellular memory will guide these repair processes, ensuring that cellular regeneration occurs according to patterns of optimal health and function. Your dreams tonight may be particularly vivid and meaningful. As your subconscious processes the profound changes occurring within you, you may dream of healing, transformation, flying, or being in beautiful, peaceful environments. These dreams are not random, but are your psyche's way of integrating the new frequencies and possibilities that have been activated within you. The immune system's activity follows specific circadian rhythms, with certain immune functions being most active during sleep. Tonight, your immune system will be working with the healing frequencies to clear any remaining patterns of dysfunction, while strengthening your natural defenses. You may wake up feeling not just rested, but renewed at the cellular level. Your endocrine system orchestrates many of its most important functions during sleep. Melatonin production will be optimized, supporting not just healthy sleep, but also cellular repair and antioxidant activity. The healing frequencies will help synchronize your circadian rhythms, potentially improving your sleep quality for many nights to come. Feel how your nervous system is naturally beginning to shift into the parasympathetic state that supports deep, restorative sleep. Your heart rate is slowing, your breathing is becoming deeper and more rhythmic, and your muscles are releasing the last vestiges of tension. This shift into rest mode allows your body's healing systems to operate without the interference of stress hormones and sympathetic nervous system activation. Your DNA continues its work throughout the night, with different genes being activated during different phases of sleep. The healing frequencies have provided new information to your genetic system, and tonight, your DNA will be incorporating these new patterns, potentially activating genes that support longevity, cellular repair, and optimal function, while down-regulating genes associated with aging and disease. The lymphatic system, which helps clear toxins and waste from your tissues, becomes more active during sleep. Tonight, this natural detoxification process will be enhanced by the healing frequencies, supporting the elimination of not just physical toxins, but also energetic patterns and emotional residues that no longer serve your highest good. Your memory consolidation processes during sleep will be working not just with the events of your day, but with the new vibrational patterns and healing experiences you've received. Your subconscious will be integrating these new patterns into your core programming, making them available for automatic access in your daily life. The mysterious process of neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to reorganize and form new connections, continues throughout the night. The healing frequencies will guide this neuroplastic activity, encouraging the formation of neural networks that support greater peace, confidence, creativity, and spiritual awareness. Your heart continues its electromagnetic broadcasting throughout the night, and the coherent patterns established during tonight's healing will continue to influence your cardiovascular system and overall physiological harmony. You may find that your heart rate variability improves, indicating better nervous system balance and resilience. The cellular water throughout your body will continue to hold and transmit the healing frequency patterns you've received. As this structured water circulates through your system during sleep, it will carry healing information to every tissue, every organ, every cell, ensuring that the benefits of tonight's session reach every part of your being. Your fascia and connective tissues undergo important remodeling processes during sleep. The healing frequencies will guide this remodeling, helping to release chronic tension patterns and restore optimal alignment and flexibility throughout your musculoskeletal system. You may wake up feeling more limber and comfortable in your body. The integration of emotional healing continues during sleep, through the processing that occurs during REM, rapid eye movement phases. Old emotional patterns that have been dissolved by the healing frequencies will be processed and released through your dream states, making room for new emotional patterns based in love, joy, and inner peace. Your spiritual transformation also continues during sleep as your consciousness becomes more receptive to higher dimensional influences and guidance. The healing frequencies have opened channels for divine communication that may become active during your sleep, bringing you insights, inspiration, and a deeper sense of your spiritual purpose. As you drift into sleep now, trust completely in the intelligence of your body and subconscious mind to continue this healing work. Your conscious participation is no longer needed. Your cellular wisdom knows exactly how to integrate and embody the healing frequencies you've received. Tomorrow morning, you may wake up feeling different in ways that are subtle but profound. You might feel lighter, more peaceful, more energetic, or simply more like your authentic self. Changes may continue to unfold over the coming days and weeks as the overnight transformation work continues to ripple through every level of your being. Allow yourself to surrender completely to sleep now, knowing that you are being held and healed by the most intelligent forces in the universe. Rest deeply, dream beautifully, and allow the miracle of overnight transformation to work its magic within you. As the first gentle rays of dawn begin to illuminate the world around you, and your consciousness slowly emerges from the deep healing waters of sleep, you are awakening not just to a new day, but to a new version of yourself. The profound vibrational transformation that has been occurring throughout the night has restructured the very foundation of who you are, and now you have the opportunity to step into your life as your true vibrational self, the authentic expression of your soul's highest potential. This awakening is not the return to who you were yesterday. Through the alchemy of healing frequencies and the mysterious work of overnight cellular transformation, you have been fundamentally changed at the quantum level. Your cells are vibrating at new frequencies, your neural networks have been rewired, your energy field has been cleared and expanded, and your connection to source consciousness has been strengthened and stabilized. As you slowly open your eyes and begin to move your body, notice the quality of awareness that is present. There may be a sense of clarity that feels both familiar and completely new. Familiar because it's who you've always been beneath the layers of conditioning and protection, and new because you may have never experienced this level of clarity and inner peace in your waking consciousness. Your nervous system has been recalibrated overnight to operate from a foundation of safety and trust, rather than fear and hypervigilance. As you begin to interact with your environment today, you may notice that situations that previously triggered anxiety or stress responses now feel manageable, even peaceful. Your nervous system is now programmed to look for safety and possibility rather than danger and limitation. The healing frequencies have established new patterns in your subconscious mind that will influence every aspect of your daily experience. Thoughts that arise will be more positive and empowering. Emotions that surface will be more balanced and appropriate to actual circumstances, rather than filtered through old trauma patterns. Your intuition will be clearer and more accessible, providing guidance that you can trust and follow. Your body itself may feel different, lighter, more flexible, more energetic. The cellular regeneration that occurred overnight has removed layers of toxicity and dysfunction, while restoring optimal function to systems that may have been compromised for years. Your circulation is flowing more freely, your breathing is deeper and more natural, and your overall sense of vitality has been enhanced. The heart coherence that was established during your healing session has been integrated into your autonomic nervous system, meaning that your heart will naturally tend toward coherent rhythms throughout your day. This creates a foundation of emotional stability and physiological harmony that supports peak performance in all your activities. Your relationship with yourself has been fundamentally healed. The inner child wounds that were addressed, the ancestral patterns that were cleared, the cellular fears that were released. All of this inner work has created space for a new relationship with yourself based on love, acceptance, and appreciation, rather than criticism, judgment, and self-rejection. As you move through your day, you may find that you naturally make different choices that are more aligned with your authentic self and highest good. The abundance frequency alignment you received will influence your relationship with money and resources, helping you to recognize and act upon opportunities that support your prosperity and creative expression. Your interactions with other people will be influenced by the heart-opening and compassion activation you experienced. You may find yourself more patient, more understanding, more able to see the good in others and respond from love rather than fear. Your own healed energy field will have a positive influence on everyone you encounter, contributing to healing and awakening in ways you may never consciously recognize. The DNA activation that occurred during your healing session will continue to unfold over the coming days and weeks. New genetic potentials may express themselves as enhanced creativity, improved health, greater emotional resilience, or even abilities that seem to emerge from nowhere. Trust these new capacities as they develop and allow yourself to explore and express them freely. Your spiritual connection has been strengthened and clarified. The source frequency alignment you experienced has created a permanent channel for divine guidance and inspiration to flow into your daily life. You may find yourself more naturally aligned with your soul's purpose, more clearly able to discern the next steps on your spiritual journey. The sacred geometry patterns that were activated in your system will continue to influence how you organize your life, your thoughts, and your creative expressions. You may find yourself naturally drawn to more harmonious environments, more balanced relationships, and more aesthetically pleasing arrangements in your living and working spaces. Your relationship with time may have shifted as well. The eternal now frequency you touched during your healing may influence how you experience the present moment, making you less anxious about the future and less trapped by the past. This presence-based awareness supports better decision-making and greater life satisfaction. The cellular communion that was established in your body creates a foundation of internal harmony that will support you through whatever challenges or opportunities arise in your life. Your body systems will work together more efficiently, your healing responses will be more effective, and your overall resilience will be enhanced. As you fully embrace this new day, remember that the transformation you've received is not a temporary peak experience, but a permanent upgrade to your vibrational operating system. The healing frequencies have become part of your cellular memory and will continue to influence your health, happiness, and spiritual evolution for years to come. Trust in the new version of yourself that is emerging. This is not someone you need to become. This is who you have always been beneath the patterns of limitation and protection. The healing frequencies have simply removed the obstacles that were preventing your true nature from shining through. Your very presence in the world now carries a different frequency, a frequency of healing, love, and awakened consciousness that will bless everyone and everything you encounter. You have become a living transmission of the healing frequencies you received, a walking ambassador of transformation and possibility. Step into this new day with confidence, knowing that you are supported by the most intelligent forces in the universe. Trust the guidance that emerges from your transformed consciousness. Follow the inspirations that arise from your opened heart. Express the creativity that flows from your activated DNA. You are no longer who you were yesterday. You are your true vibrational self, awakened and ready to live the life you came here to live. Welcome to your new beginning.